Shaykh al-Islam Ibn Taymiyyah was of the opinion that they're kuffar. Adh Dhahabi, a student of Ibn Taymiyyah, it's not clear what his position is from this particular chapter. It's not clear. And if you had to take a position, it seems that Adh Dhahabi doesn't make takfir of the one who leaves the salah out of negligence. It seems like that. He was around scholars who wrote about the issue, like Al-Imam Ibn al-Qayyim, who has a book, Ikhwan, that is called dealing with this issue alone. As-salat wa hukm tarikiha. The salat and the rules concerning the one who left it. And he brought all of the adillah from the Quran and from the Sunnah and the statements of the A'imma of this ummah to prove that he's a kafir. Al-Imam Al-Albani had a book, As-Salat wa Hukm Tarikiha. And the scholars wrote about it in the books of fiqh. One of the best books that I found concerning this issue is the book by Mustafa ibn Ismail al-Sulaymani, which is called Sabil al-Najat fi Bayan Hukm Tarik al-Salat. Mustafa ibn Ismail al-Sulaymani is Abu al-Hasan al-Ma'rabi. He gathered together the aqwal of the a'imma and the statements of the people, and then he gave as a position what he thought was the truth. He has a very beneficial book. And Imam Adh Dhahabi brings 3 ayat from the Quran to prove if you leave off the prayer out of negligence, then you are a kafir. Concerning this hukm, ikhwani, the one who says praying is not beneficial, I don't have to pray. They had to pray back then, but I don't have to pray now. If you pray, it looks funny and I feel like a chicken. The one who says that is a kafir, with the ijma' of the ulama. No ikhtilaf in that. The Muslim who makes a jahd, he says, I don't have to pray. Praying isn't wajib, and so forth and so on. If someone says that, all of the ulama say he's a kafir. The one who didn't pray because he forgot, or he didn't know, all of the ulama said he's not a kafir. Ijma'. The ikhtilaf is in the issue, the one who leaves the salah, he believes in it, he knows it's wajib, he knows it's beneficial, but he's lazy, like our relatives. He's lazy. What is the hukum? It's ikhtilaf. And Imam Adh Dhahabi brings 3 ayat from the Quran that prove whether he's a kafir or not a kafir, leaving off the salat is a kabira from the kaba'ir. The first statement is a statement of Allah Azza wa Jal when He said, and then there came after them a group of people who lost the salah and they followed the shahawat. فَسَوْفَ يَلْقَوْنَ غَيًّا إِلَّا مَنْ آمَنَ إِلَّا مَنْ تَابَ وَآمَنَ وَعَمِلَ الصَّالِحَاتِ فَأُولَٰئِكَ يَدْخُلُونَ الْجَنَّةَ وَلَا يُظْلَمُونَ شَيْئًا. Allah described in this ayat in the Quran in Surah Al-Maryam, ayat number 59, some believers who came before. And then after describing the righteous salihin from those people, Allah Azza wa Jalla said, and then there came after them a group of people who lost the salah and they followed their shahawat. These people are going to go into the hellfire. They're going to get a punishment. Except the one who makes tawbah for what he did, left off the salah and followed the shahawat. And they also, after making tawbah, they believed. And after that, they did the righteous deeds. Those people will enter into the Jannah and they will not be oppressed one bit. So the scholars use this as a dalil, and it's clear that Allah Azza wa Jalla said that they left off the salah and that they're going to enter into the hellfire. And He said, unless they have iman again, they believe again, because they became kuffar. So that's one of the strong dalils, but it's not a dalil that is very strong. That dalil by itself doesn't prove or show that someone is a non-Muslim because he left off the salah. Why? It doesn't prove that he's a non-Muslim, number one, because in this ayat, ida'atu salat, they lost the salah, has been explained by the companions. What is the meaning of losing the salah? Abdullah bin Mas'ud radiyallahu anhu said the meaning of ida'atu salah here means that they didn't take care of the time of the salah. They prayed the salat of the munafiq, waited until the time almost went out, and then they prayed very quickly. He wants to watch Chelsea play in the semifinals, so while the game is going, he doesn't want to get up. He says, I'm going to make the salah at halftime. And then when halftime comes, he goes and he prays real quick. That's what the ayat is talking about, with the text that comes from the companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So their understanding of the ayat is a dalil. Secondly, ikhwan, in the ayat, Allah mentioned two crimes: that they lost the salah and they also followed their shahawat. So there are some people who follow their shahawat. Everybody who follows their shahawat does not become a kafir. Everyone who follows his desires, most people are going to follow their desires. So this dalil by itself does not stand up, because there's, for the most part, most people, they are negligent with the times of the salah. Nonetheless, delaying the salah, losing the salah, is a kabira from the kaba'ir. The second dalil he brought, ikhwan, was the statement of Allah Ta'ala, فَوَيْلٌ لِلْمُصَلِّينَ, woe unto the prayers. الَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنْ صَلَاتِهِمْ سَاهُونَ, those people who, concerning their salah, they are negligent. Again, this is not a dalil. And the reason why it's not a dalil is because the companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that the meaning of this ayat, الَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنْ صَلَاتِهِمْ سَاهُونَ, those people who are negligent about their salah, this ayat is talking about the people who neglect the time. They're negligent about the salah, meaning they don't have the khushu' in the salah. They have a lahu in the salah. They're playing. When it's time for the salah, one of them is looking around. And you come into the masjid, in this masjid, and he's praying over here, and he looks at you when you come into the door. That's the meaning of this ayat according to the companions of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So it is not a dalil by itself. The third and last dalil from the Quran that Al-Imam Adh Dhahabi brought was the statement of Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, when it will be said Yawm al-Qiyamah to the mujrimeen, to the criminals, Ma salakakum bis-saqar, what caused you people to be in the hellfire? They will respond, Qalu lam naku min al-musallin, we are in the hellfire because we didn't used to pray. And Al-Imam Adh Dhahabi stopped there. That's the extent of this ayat. What caused you people to wind up in the saqar, in the hellfire? They say we weren't from those who pray. But if you continue the ayat, you'll see that this is not enough to make a person a kafir, because they went on to mention something else that they used to didn't do. وَلَمْ نَكُ نُطْعِمْ الْمِسْكِينَ, and we also didn't feed the poor. So the Muslim who doesn't feed the poor, does he become a kafir and he goes into the hellfire? Of course not. The ayat is talking about those people who were kuffar and they didn't see salat as being something from the deen. They didn't see the haqq of the masakeen and the fuqara, talking about the kuffar. So these adillah by themselves, they don't show that the person is a kafir. Probably the strongest dalil from the Quran for the people who see that leaving the salat is kufr is a statement of Allah in Surah At-Tawbah. And it's two ayahs that are similar. Anyway, the one in question is the statement of Allah Ta'ala, Illa man taba, illa in taba, wa aqamu as-salat wa atu az-zakat, fa ikhwanukum fi ad-din. Allah was talking to Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam about how to deal with those kuffar, and Allah said, but if they make tawbah and they establish the salah and they give the zakat, then they are your brothers in the deen. So it's understood from that, if they don't make tawbah and come to the deen, and they don't establish the salah and give zakat, then they're not your brothers in the deen. So those are the three adillah, but there are more adillah that the ulama use to show that leaving the Quran, leaving the salah is kufr, and those three are from the Quran. As for the sunnah has some clearer proofs. Al-Imam Adh Dhahabi said, rahimahullah ta'ala,